So, you've probably heard many suggestions for managing stress, like sleep well, exercise, do yoga, meditate. But one thing all these have in common is that you typically do them before or after something that is stressful. So, what can you do during a stressful situation? So, I want to share with you a couple of simple but powerful ways you can use your body to control your physiology and, in turn, take control of your stress in real time. So, anxious, worrying thoughts, these create a stress response. It might feel like an increased heart rate, increased breathing rate, increased muscle tension. This is basically preparing your body for fight or flight. And if you're having unwanted thoughts, it can be hard to just stop thinking them. You can't think yourself out of them. It's hard to control the mind with the mind. But you can use your body to change your mind. So, by controlling your breathing, you can control your stress response. Okay, so I want to share with you two techniques. The first, maybe you've heard the expression a sigh of relief, or you've seen like a small child when they finish crying, they go and they sigh in a big way after they're done crying. But it turns out that voluntarily sighing, what's called a physiological sigh, can actually generate some relief immediately in your nervous system. And it works like this. Basically, you're going to take a normal inhale and then another inhale and then an exhale. So you could do this through your nose or through your mouth. Doesn't really matter. Probably through the nose is better, but it doesn't really matter. And you can do that a couple of times and it'll immediately make you feel at least a little bit better in your nervous system. Okay, the second technique has a really cool biological mechanism. So indulge me a little bit. Let me give you a quick biology lesson for you. So when you inhale, you've got this sheet of muscle that's under your ribs called your diaphragm, and it's going to pull down. Your chest is going to get larger, and your heart is actually going to get a little bit bigger. That means that the blood starts to flow through it more slowly. Well, your heart is monitoring this, and so it sends a signal to your brain, which sends a signal back to your heart that says, speed up, beat faster. So, long story short, when you're inhaling, your heart rate is actually increasing. And then when you exhale, it's the complete opposite. So your diaphragm shrinks up, your chest cavity is smaller, your heart gets smaller, the blood flows faster. Your heart talks to your brain, which talks back to your heart and says, slow down. So your heart rate slows. Now you can take advantage of this pretty cool fact in a really simple way. Breathing in, counting for 4 seconds, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then exhaling, counting out 6 seconds, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 4 seconds in, 6 seconds out. And if you breathe like that repeatedly for about 1 to 2 minutes, your heart rate is going to be lowered significantly, 5, 10, 15 beats per minute lower. And you're going to feel better by lowering your heart rate. Okay, so the third and final strategy that I want to share with you is based on another cool biology fact. Did you know that your eyeballs are actually part of your brain, not just wired to your brain, they're actually brain that's been squeezed out of your skull during development before that you're born. Anyway, what this means is that your eyes and your vision through your eyeballs is actually a direct way to regulate your mental state. So, if you're experiencing fear or anxiety, one thing that you may have noticed or heard about is that your pupils dilate, they get bigger, and your vision tends to actually focus. It gets narrowed. It's like portrait mode on a phone, where something is in real clear focus and the background is kind of blurry. Well, you can counteract this fact by taking control of your vision. So you can focus on a point that is far away and then dilate your gaze. So make your vision, your field of view as wide as possible so that you can see in the periphery, so that you've got kind of a wide, loose, soft focus on the whole environment rather than what we call this like soda straw view of the world where you're looking at a really focused point. So looking into the distance and dilating your gaze so that you have a wide view is actually going to regulate your nervous system in a way that helps calm you down and counteract that fight or flight response you may be experiencing. So those are three really cool, quick, immediate ways to take control of your body and in turn affect how you feel. I hope that helps.